Hi, this is Kim with www.embody-light.com, and today's video I'm going to talk about the third eye and pineal gland, and this would be in the human body the sixth level of our beingness. It's our ability to take in information and comprehend what exactly that information means. So it's this level is the celestial body on the spiritual plane. And this is your spiritual emotionality. It's, I guess, how I'd say it. When it's open and functioning at full capacity, that's where we feel the spiritual ecstasy. You would know that you are worthy, you would have clarity, and you would have the ability to coordinate your resources to meet your desires and your goals. So now all of our chakras work together to the number 8. So this is number 6. So it works with the second chakra in our body, which is our physical emotional level. So if we have a healthy emotional body, emotional level, our third eye is going to be healthier and functioning better. Now, each of our chakras nourishes specific areas in our bodies. And for this one, the sixth chakra, it nourishes and energizes, I have my notes, the pituitary, lower brain, left eye, ears, nose, and the nervous system. So you hear people talk about sacred geometry. This is the level that you would experience sacred geometry at. Some people, when they meditate, they will see geometric light forms. And what they're actually seeing is, because everything that exists on the physical was created spiritually, energetically first. And the sixth level contains um, every idea that ever existed in 3D is held in the sixth dimension. Now, so when you see this sacred geometry, what you're seeing is the energy, the morphogenic field behind creations, thoughts, that's kind of things, behind the physical patterning. And so what it is, it's like the blueprint that you're seeing. Everything that's, and when I talked about the throat chakra, I talked about this also, but everything that's contained in the physical is in the spirit in a blueprint form. Well, when you see sacred geometry, what you're seeing is that blueprint form. From this level, if we're channels and open and clear, we would interact with Syrians, archangels, and the council of elders. So how this happens is this is you, the person, and surrounding you is an energy field, about 3 feet always. While this being of light is also an energy field. So when you blend your energy fields, you can pick up on the consciousness and the communication from that other being of light. So ideas that are held, and this is how we create a reality through this level. Ideas that are held long enough and honored creates an increase in the intensity of the vibration of what it is you're either attempting to manifest or daydreaming about or whatever it is. And then as that idea is held long enough with a high enough vibration, six-dimensional beings create synchronicities in the third dimension that show the individual their next step to take. So when your third eye's open, you're picturing things, you're viewing things. It's, if you dream at night, that's happening through your third eye. When you're daydreaming, you're visualizing, you're using your third eye. Now, you can use these things you visualize and create can either be things you want or things you don't want, because The universe just recognizes where you place your focus and your attention. So if you're constantly worrying or fretting about something, that's like a prayer, and the universe is going to respond to that prayer. Now, if um, so say okay, so say you hold an idea in your thoughts and it's something you don't want to create. Every energy that you add to it makes it more intense. So if there's a strong emotion with it, if it's something that happened prior in the physical, that's another energy. If you speak of it, that's another energy. So each of these energies goes in and starts helping you to create your reality. So there now, one of the things I wanted to talk about was our third eyes. I mean, it's our perception and ability to be able to implement those ideas. But our third eye takes in information that we don't always understand what it means. We can have visualize something, but totally misinterpret what that thing you're visualizing is. So one of the things I know that I saw, it was in a session with another person, and I was trying to figure out what had happened, and I finally do know. But I was seeing an abduction scenario with aliens, and assumed that I had been abducted because that's what I was seeing. Although I didn't see actually me, but I knew I was there. My consciousness was there. Well, some months later, it took me a while to be able to discern this and figure out what this vision actually was. That was not, well, it was me, I was there, but it was when I was in utero, in my when my mother was carrying me, because at that point they cloned me. They collected my genetic material from my mother during an OB exam, and I was cloned. So it's very easy to confuse what you see and not understand it. I've had several other things happen too where I haven't understood them for some months later. So, what I wanted to talk about is what are the biggest things that can block our third eye function and our pineal gland? Biggest, most common reasons are fear and denial. So I'm going to start with fear. Fear of past, present, or future, or fear beliefs about the spiritual realm, or philosophical or religious beliefs. Or if you hold feelings that you are guilty, unworthy, or unloved, that's also going to block that. So let's say somebody who's carrying a lot of guilt. Maybe they did things in their youth that they're not specifically proud of. That is going to affect your third eye. It's important to be able to forgive yourself and move on. Fear of the present and past, because we're creating our reality, then projects that fearful scenario you're imagining, thinking about, worrying about into your future. So you don't want to do that. So say it's one of the things that we may be holding on to. Say in your upbringing there was an issue with abundance. Maybe you saw your parents just getting by, really struggling. So that would be a consciousness that you would hold, that life was hard and you have to struggle. Or you take the other route and this is third eye function. A person whose third eye is blocked would view that situation as them being a victim, their parents didn't work hard enough, whatever. That would be the block. A person who's accurately seeing that situation would recognize that that was a demonstration for me, and we do choose our parents and our situation. by our vibrational match. But that was an exercise for me to identify what I don't want and to take the next necessary steps, implement them so that I create something different. Or it could be relationships. You saw dysfunction in your family. Um, you either heal that and do it differently, or you continue that dysfunctional pattern until you finally see what the issue is and resolve it. You know how they say love is blind. Um, a lot of times that's true in the beginning, but bringing the denial piece in, somebody may stay in a dysfunctional relationship because, maybe financial, they have kids, many, many reasons, but they are not perceiving it correctly. They will maybe perceive that, well, if I do step out of this relationship, I'll be alone and unloved, where that's not true. The truth is, you need to step out of that relationship and start energetically doing things differently to create differently for yourself. So, a person like in a dysfunctional relationship would be blocking their third eye um, because they're in such a state of denial. They would refuse to look at what's happening or to see themselves as continuing to be abused. So, when you block your third eye in one area, so say you're in this dysfunctional relationship that you can't see your way out of and get your way out of, you're going to be blocked in all areas. It doesn't just work that way where you shut down to certain things and you're open to other things. So, those are the biggest things that will shut down third eye function. Another thing that I wanted to mention is that I've had it happen. I've talked about this before where I don't know what the circumstance is, but my third eye was blasted so open. At the time, I would see, energy around trees and plants and people and different things while this was going on. Um, but the scariest thing that happened was I was walking down our stairs. I was leaving, going somewheres. And as I'm looking at these stairs I'm walking down, all of a sudden I saw them turn into just a bunch of molecules that were moving around. It was like alive. And I understood that the only reason these things in our world are holding form is because of our consciousness, and we believe that they are going to hold form. Otherwise, they're just molecules that are moving around. And it was actually, I wasn't prepared for that. It was kind of scary because as I'm walking down these stairs, these moving molecules, I don't even know if they're going to hold me or if I'm going to fall right through them. But obviously, I didn't. So it's about balance and healing your old emotional pain. So if we've been stuck in a situation where, like say you were in a real dysfunctional family and mother, father, whatever, was cruel, abusive, whatever the situation would be, you go out into the world, you have that belief, and then you attract that kind of partner into you because that's your belief that you've never healed, is how that works. So I gotta pause this a second. Okay, sorry, I'm back. So say you've had that expectation that things are going to work out this way because that's what you always have seen, and that's what always happens. And you just can't shift yourself out of that perception. My advice would be this. First of all, pray, meditate, what we always talk about. But as you're praying, ask Source for an orientation to miracles. And ask and then just let it go and see what happens. You're going to be so surprised. Different situations are going to come into your reality that will point out and show you how you're misperceiving the information and what you need to do to shift. It really does work. So, again, ask for an orientation to miracles in your prayers, and that will help you to shift this. Also, other things you can do: energy work, healing. If you have trouble doing this for yourself, seek out help from another person. The things we need to do are the things we always talk about that clears it is and forgiveness and taking your power back and taking whatever necessary steps you need to take. So I'm going to come back in a little bit. I'm going to stop this video and finish the recording. And I'll make another video that I'll probably post a week later or so. I'm going to do that in a little bit here, where I talk about an example of how I recently created a reality that I didn't want by where my thoughts and my focus was. So I will be, excuse me, can't talk today. I will be back with that video shortly. And I love you all. Have a wonderful day. My website is www.embody-light.com. If you need any help with your energy repatterning or healing, I have sessions available. I do hypnotherapy, psychic readings, energy healing and repatterning. We work with sound, all kinds of different things, all kinds of different modalities. So with that, have a blessed day. I love you all. Bye-bye.